You didn't pop up and say hi. Oh, you're too little. Here she is. Hey, say hi. Say hi. Oh, the lovely Alex has returned home way earlier than anticipated. I'll be one moment. So let's try this again. I'm going to start from the top. Mild interruptions the first time. Here we go again. So, hello and welcome to Heather and Hops. My name is Kat or Catherine, and this is my little space on the internet where I talk about what I have been up to, mostly in the knitting world. I hope this all finds you very, very well today. Hello to anyone that might be new here. I also share this channel with a gorgeous cat called Audrey, and occasionally my partner Alex pops on to say hello, and he is very much due popping in to say hello. Yeah, I talk about knitting. If you have been following, welcome back, and if you have been following the Tuxedo Cat story, Tuxedo Cat is still on the loose, still causing little Audrey a little bit of problems, but it's becoming less and less frequent. So she's been running around the house, having a great time this morning, and spent most of yesterday snoring. I didn't realise that cats could snore quite as loudly as my little kitten does. She's not really a kitten anymore, but she is very, very small. She weighs about 2.5 kilos. Yes. Anyway, so today I will start with what I'm wearing. I am wearing a gorgeous necklace which was gifted to me by the lovely maker behind the project bag that I gave away last week. I am wearing my Soldotna, which I do really like. I don't know why I don't wear it that often. It's going to start making more of an appearance, I think. It's really grown on me lately. It's a slightly more oversized fit than the last one I made. I do really like it. The dark grey is Scout, the light grey and the dark green is brow work. This one is a naturally no, this isn't naturally dyed, but it's called Obsidian from memory. Going quite quickly, but. And then the light green, which is this one, is Bucale by Kate Davies. And I'm also wearing something that I started. I wonder if I can. I don't really want to climb. I'll take some better pictures of them, but this is the Winslow trousers by Helen's Closet, and I made them. So that was a really fun thing to do this week. We're having a moment of sunshine. So yeah, made a pair of culottes. They have pockets in, an ample of room, and they are perfect for me. So I can very much see a few more pairs, probably a pair of shorts in linen, and a really long flowy pair that go to almost the floor, and maybe waist elastic around the bottom to keep them from traipsing around the floor because I am quite small. But for the summer, I just think they're going to be really, really nice. Very wearable, go with everything I own. Perfect. So I'm going to start with one of two. This one is finished. It needs a bit of blocking, but it is finished as best as I'm going to do it. The second one isn't finished, so you'll see that again next week, a little bit more in depth. So here we are. If you are new here, you won't have seen this before, but I have a little top that I affectionately called Cala Galdana because it was the beautiful place that inspired the top. So I've created this little pattern. I'll try and pop up a picture as well. And I graded it over the last few weeks for sizes 30-inch bust up to 60. It's my first go, so who knows, hopefully it works, and it is actually in testing, which is nerve-wracking in a way, but it's also really exciting to share a top that I found really wearable, and see other people put their spin on it and create it, so that's really fun. And so far, touch wood, I was going to touch my bumps, but pumps. So far so good. So fingers crossed on that one. And I knit, this is the first size. The other one that I knitted was essentially the second size. So this one's a little bit more fitted on me and a little bit longer. So this only has, I think, 2 inches? Yeah, 2 inches of positive ease. And I love it. As you can see, it has a braid or a tie for the top around the neck. It has a split back. And it has this almost tree texture. I've called it pines, but I'm not really sure. It's a bit like a tree, and then some almost lattice work around the bottom, and it has a rolled hem that uses a slightly different stretchy bind off, which I really like. And yeah, and secondly, we're going to come back into focus. Oh dear, I'm a bit mad today. This is my own colourway that I don't know why I love it so much, but I really do. And because I made the colour, but I can say that because it's not about myself. I love it. I really, really enjoy it. It is my colourway Sunshine type, and the base is my yak base. So it's 65% merino, 20% silk and 15% yak. Yes, that adds up to 100. Yeah, so I'm really, really pleased with this top. And I graded the yardage through approximation, and it was accurate. I had 5 grams left from what I put into the pattern, which for me is kind of comforting to know that, you know, I've given a little bit of leeway. But also what I'm thinking is Audrey in the winter, just as a, it's a bit silly, but around the house she'll occasionally wear a little scarf. She doesn't really even notice it's on, then she just sort of sits there and looks cute. So just for the sake of some photos, I'm thinking this little scrap, unless anyone else has anything they would like to do with it, I'm happy to share. But I'm thinking a matching scarf so that she can just be in the pictures. That's a bit eccentric, maybe, but little Audrey would look very cute in this colour. So that is hair in my eye. That is definitely mohair. Definitely mohair. What a surprise! That's the Cala Galdana top, which is really exciting. So the second finished object that is unfinished is something very different for me. I don't know. Well, I know what spurred it on. It was a Cala Galdana top. Now, I wanted something for summer that was knitted, and this needs tweaking. So there will probably be a second version of this once I have finished my current test knit. If I want to, I kind of feel like I need a palette cleanser. Stop going off on one. So I have knitted a playsuit. That's basically it. It is a very similar top to the Cala Galdana. I used yarn overs instead of make ones. It has a lower down split in the back, but it has the same tie top. And then it also has a waistband tie, which I was thinking of putting elastic into. It's going to be quite funky to show this, but I ended up opting to not. I've put a simple braiding detail on it along the front, so it sort of goes in a inverted V, like a little mountain. And I was thinking if I really wanted to, I could embroider flowers at the top or do something, but I didn't, because I didn't trust myself particularly on this pattern. It's not I didn't trust, but I don't quite understand shaping as much as I'd like to yet. I didn't want to go crazy trying to make it fancy. And then you have to ignore the gusset a little bit, it needs a bit of work, but it is wearable. I have these semi-split hem with I-cord bind off shorts, and they are actually shorts and they do work. Yeah, but like I said, it's not finished. I haven't woven in ends. I need to block it and really see if it will stretch and work out. The reason that I want to knit it again, and I might just rip out a bit, is the gusset's just a bit large. This was done through some very simple maths and it just doesn't quite hang right. It looks a little bit rude, but that might, I don't know if that will block out or what. So quite cool to me that first go I have made something that's wearable. This might be just around the house, in the summer, in the garden, practicing yoga, that kind of thing. But I do intend on knitting it again to make it something that's even more wearable, that, yeah, just more wearable and more beautiful, more fit a bit more nicely. And it was knitted using We Are Knitters cotton, and that was cotton that I bought for a test knit that never happened, so I got 10 balls, so I got a kilo of yarn that was going unused, and I'm not really convinced on cotton from good for the environment kind of perspective, but it does feel lovely and I do love the colour. And this used 3 and a bit balls of yarn, so not very much, so I will definitely be able to do another one, potentially 2, because I don't think it needs quite as much width in the leg, but maybe it needs a little bit more length, so it might use a bit less. So we will see, but this is quite cool. I would like to also add pockets, or at least one pocket to this, so that should I wish to go out of the house with, you know, just a side bag, or my fancy water bag, which is quite cool, which was a gift from one of my best friends that went to India. She brought me back this beautiful little pouch that just holds a water bottle, which I was secretly, or not so secretly, I was like, oh, that is really great for my water bottle, because I do often go out the house and just want to take my phone in my pocket and a bottle of water, but you don't really want to take a big bag for it. I digress. But it would also make a fantastic sock knitting bag on the go. So, but that is this. It doesn't have a name, it's just my play suit that I'm going to keep working on and adjusting, but very fun, and it will go with so much of the knits that I've been knitting. So, and because I was working on that, I got really carried away on that, to be honest, and I didn't expect to. But I haven't got that much further on this test knit for the lovely Rachel of Unwind Knitwear, but that is going to be my monogamous knit as of today. I am not doing anything else knitting wise until this is done. And it's not for any other reason than I've been spending a bit more time with people and this is a very simple knit. It doesn't take much mind, but because of the illness that I have to a certain degree, my brain can be a little bit foggy, and remembering it's not just doing one chart, it's increasing too. Just remembering that while I'm on the go and talking to people isn't difficult at all, and generally I'm okay with it, but sometimes it just becomes a little bit too much. So this is very much something that until I get divided for the sleeves, I'm going to work on my own, and then I'll be able to do all of the rest. Audrey? Hey! Oh, hello, honey. You going to come and say hi? She is. Who's that? You enjoying that? So, yeah. I won't share too much about it. I shared a bit 2 weeks ago, the last full episode. I'm knitting it in Drops Flora, and it is a gorgeous pattern, and it's due to be released in just a week's time. So I am cutting it fine, but so far, perfectly written. All the issues, there was no real issues, there was just a missing line on a chart. so Rachel's patterns are so consistently beautifully like written and really well fitting. I've got to say, the way she designs really takes the body shape into consideration, and I love that. So I'm excited to get that done. It shouldn't take me too long because it's actually not far off this sort of shape. It has mohair again, a little bit of colour work at the bottom, which I'm really excited to do. I've definitely got a craving for colour work again. That is the test knit, which it doesn't have a name yet, and I will share more about that next time when hopefully it's finished. And then finally, I have mentioned briefly that I cast hooked on a granny skirt. That coffee. A granny striped blanket. And I've just picked up a bag of all the old acrylic that I have, basically from gifts or projects that either happened or didn't. Like, this is a yoga mat bag, but as you can see, that's as far as I got because I already had one and I kind of thought, well, why do I need another one? I didn't. So that might go into this. And so far I haven't done loads, but this is where we're at. It is pretty big. It's going to fit the double bed. And I'm going for blue and grey. And I think these might be the colours that I do just stick to. I was thinking about putting everything in there, but because I do have quite a bit of this, I think I'm just going to do as much as I can and see how I go. If I need to change, I will, but yeah, not really much to write home about on this one. It is a granny stripe blanket. I think it has 204 chain stitches, and I think I'm using a 4mm hook. It is really fun and satisfying. I haven't put much into it, but I think I will. I do quite need ongoing projects that are quite meditative and relaxing, you know. What do you think about it, Audrey? Not that inspired? Yeah. And I guess the only thing left to show you is a gorgeous gift from Little Nugget, who is definitely one of my favourite people on the planet. I don't think anyone needs to think that that's a surprise. Are we going to run out of time, Audrey? We've got to hit pause. And we're back. So the lovely Little Nugget brought me back some yarn and I wanted to share it for ages, but this colour is basically my dream colour at the moment. It's like an almost dirty lilac-y purple, and it is naturally dyed, making it basically the most amazing thing, and it's 100% baby alpaca. So it's a DK weight, and I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with it yet. However, I did dye up some yarn to go with it, and I have a bit more of this and it will go in the shop. I dye some yarn mostly for fun, mostly it's helping me afford to eat at the moment, which is fantastic when it sells, but I love this combination and this yarn. This is my mohair base, because we all know by now, if you're a returning viewer, how much I love mohair, and that is quite accurate colour wise, I think. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this, and I think this will be, whatever this turns out to be, will be what I cast on next. So if you have any ideas, I was thinking another cherry, but I have knitted the cherry 3 times now. I did half of a sample one that kind of got pushed to the wayside. So I'd like to do something different. I almost think I might knit a shawl, but with this colour, being so in my wheelhouse at the moment. I do kind of also think maybe a cardigan or some sort of little top. Anyone has any pattern suggestions for these, I would definitely be up for having a listen. But with that, I think that is everything I have to share, really. I'm currently sort of in a bit of a limbo, looking for work, trying to decide what I should be doing, where I need to go, which can be quite traumatising at times, I guess, but generally I'm quite happy with how everything's going. Alex and I have got a few adventures coming up. I've just had a very exciting email, which I'm not going to say anything about, not because I want to be coy or keep you interested, purely because I don't want to jinx anything. It's really exciting and a really nice opportunity. Very cool if it can happen. And yeah, I think Alex is doing a bike race this weekend, which is really exciting, but also makes me a little bit nervous. He's wearing as much body protection as I can put on him. And I'm going to see Turnover with Little Nugget, which, if you don't know, is a lovely band. The new album's a little bit electronic-y funky. Not really, but it's got a really laid-back sort of Miami vibe to it. I don't know, but it's really nice music to listen to if you need something slightly different and new. The album Peripheral Vision is one of my favourites. Beautiful album. And I'm going to go and finish up some bits in the house, maybe look at project ideas for this, and thanks to the lovely Hannah of the Corner of Craft, I have become highly interested in Critical Role, which is amazing. I'm currently watching Campaign 2, and I have listened to 14 episodes already, having only started listening to it a week ago. I was listening to the first few on 1.25 speed just because I was desperate to almost catch up, but then I decided actually I'm going to just enjoy it and listen to it at my own pace, and it is really good. So if you are interested in fantasy or D&D in general and you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. I've got geeky on it, and I'm not going to talk about it too much here, as much as I would like to. Right, on that note, I should probably go and get on with my day. Not because I don't want to stay here chatting, because I really do, and I could probably chat for hours, but there is things to be done and test knits to be knit. I have the intention of recording a big video on all of the little tops that I've made, because I did one on jumpers. I feel like I have knitted quite a few smaller items that are for the top of the body. You could probably wear it on the bottom, but it's not ideal for me. So I'm going to record that, and I will get around to filming my wrist stretch video for you as well. I hope you have a really lovely week no matter what you're up to. I hope you all stay safe, and I want to say well, so please stay safe and well. Send love to your family and your loved ones. I do recommend reaching out to friends whenever you need to. I'm always at the end of, probably Instagram's the best way to contact me, or use Gmail. If you ever want to just chat or need to let go of some things going on in your life, I'm always happy to listen. I hope you get some time for some knitting or making this week, and I hope to speak to you again very soon. So we had some delicious meals this week. We had a chickpea and halloumi wrap, which is a recipe by Half Baked Harvest, which I'll try and link below. I enjoyed a new candle and some flowers that were gifted to me by my mother. Little Audrey quite enjoyed sitting on her purple throne. I took my playsuit to knit night, or knit group, which was really nice. Very brief. And me and Alex went on a bike ride. I was a bit nervous because that is actually how I ended up with my chipped teeth at the front, is headbutting some concrete stairs when I was young. But I am almost over that fear now and am quite enjoying a very slow going mountain bike experience, so to speak. I am not afraid of using the brakes. And Alex has entered into a bike competition this Sunday, so he obviously needed to practice a little bit. Safe to say he practiced a lot more than I did. Right in my mouth.
Who doesn't know a spud gun?
I have not seen a spud gun for years.
Do you know what I'm gonna do?
The hoovering. And finally, I have been making kombucha again successfully. I made a raspberry and hibiscus and ginger and turmeric one, which I can't wait to share with you next week.